capabilities of the United States of America, we also want to maintain an advantage. And ensure that we can utilize that advantage responsibly as well. So it's kind of it's emblematic of that competing tension. Guardrails, conversations are productive between two strong countries, but it's also our job to run the fastest. And certainly at the War Department, we're trying to do everything we can to maintain that advantage.
You said on China in your remarks this morning, President Trump told you to go forward with that more. Did you meet with your counterpart one-on-one when you were in Beijing, and what sort of interactions and communications are you hoping to facilitate in the future?
I did get a chance to meet with my counterpart in Beijing multiple times. In fact, sat next to him during a dinner, and we had a previous couple of meetings, and so it was an opportunity to deepen that. Unfortunately, he wasn't here at that level at Shangri-La, but I anticipate future, and we've set in place more regular rhythms for mill-to-mill contact, because it's not just the high-profile settings, it's the month-to-month basis where you're talking about, whether it's in the Pacific or elsewhere, what they're doing, what we're doing, what it really means, and how we deconflict. That I think is going to matter the most, and that's the expectation of our leadership. Is hey, we're starting a new chapter, which is more collaborative, and at the mill-to-mill level, our job is to make sure we facilitate that interaction as much as possible.
Drones. Thank you so much. So the U.S. expects to make about 300,000 drones by 2027. Right now, Ukraine, it's estimated, makes between 10 and 20,000 a day. So my questions are, what are we learning from Ukraine, and how are we putting that into practice? And then the second is, Zelensky is asking the United States to expand deliveries of Patriot missiles, those missile systems, to defend against Russia. Will the U.S. be doing that?
Well, what you'll see in President Trump's 2027 budget is $56 billion in investment in drone dominance. And continue to learn from what Ukraine has done on the battlefield. It's not about having the exquisite systems, it's the ability to scale it quickly while adapting week after week. I mean, that's how quickly drone technology adapts. But given we have to do both, have the exquisite systems that can do what only America can do on autonomy, but also that attritable component, which has been so effective on both sides. But we've learned so much from Ukraine and how they operate. So it is an absolute focus of where we're going. We intend to not only be at parity, but the best in the world at it. And I think you'll see from our department that kind of investment going forward. What was your second question again?
Zelensky is asking the U.S. Patriot missile.
Listen, we're changing the way we make all those types of important munitions to ensure that our companies are delivering not just a little bit more, but a lot of it more across the spectrum. Where we can help Ukraine, we have. Where we can enable Europe to do more, we have. And I'm encouraged by the European commitment. If you look at the amount of money that's been spent, Europe has stepped up, and Ukraine has been just as, if not more, effective in the process. So we want them to be able to defend, and we'll find a way to make sure we can help them.
If allies in the Indo-Pacific significantly step up their defense spending, can the U.S. industrial base keep up and deliver the capabilities and systems that they would need in timelines required?
That's our job. That's, I'd say, one of the biggest parts of my job that is hidden from public sight. How do we ensure that our defense industrial base is supercharged? That's why we talk about it every day. That's why our budget reflects a fundamental change in how we build out our manufacturing base. That's why we're asking companies to invest in new plants, new equipment, new production lines, and we're giving them order times so they know, hey, for the next 5 to 7 years, I'm going to be making PAC-3s. I'm going to be making Tomahawks. I'm going to be making THAADs. And so I will invest in new plants, which is American jobs and American investments. So now it's not just another additional 100 a year. It's 3,000 more a year or 6,000 more a year of any of those. Now it's not just our needs for our operational plans, but it's our allies out here who are counting on us. And then when we do that, we can point back at them and say, now, here's where we can co-produce. You're a rich country who has the ability to make more in the defense space. Partner with us in order to do that. In fact, that was some of the conversations we just had. We're on ramping up those types of munitions so our partners have them, but also they can feed them back at us. And we've got even more capabilities.
Has actually the Strait of Hormuz come up